From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina. Today is Thursday, it's June 30th, 2016, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner, and we are at Berkeley Park.
And that's at the end of Cashwell Drive, just off Berkeley Boulevard here in Goldsboro. And what a beautiful day it is. We have had some rain through the area. Some rain came through, I guess yesterday. Day before yesterday it was. Day before yesterday and a little bit yesterday in places. But now that system has moved on offshore. It's way on out there now. But yesterday and the day before that, especially the day before that, got a lot of rain in the area. Some of that rain was very heavy. Most of it was just kind of a light rain. It really was good for the crops and the plants, but we need so much more of it. And a little bit in places yesterday. But anyway, today is the last day of June. And we're almost exactly middle way through the year. This is the end of the 6th month. And as I recall, there's only 12.
That's it.
Okay, so we're at the end of the first half of 2012.
2012?
What year is this?
2016.
2016, thank you very much. Well, I lose count.
You going back in the past.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, at the end of the first half of 2016, and soon to be kicking off the second half, which in some cases, and that includes many corporations and government entities, is actually the end of their fiscal year is today, and begin a brand new year tomorrow.
That's right.
Okay, let's see what we have here. Pardon me.
Tomorrow is July the 1st. Do not forget, tomorrow's the last day for the broadband survey.
That's exactly right.
So if you haven't filled out your survey, it's only 11 questions here or there. I mean, it might not be totally 11 questions depending on if you do have service or not. You can contact the planning office at 731-1650. You can go to your local library. You can go to wanegov.com and scroll to current topics and the link for the broadband survey and the Wayne County Tax Office.
Well, you got all the bases covered there. You got it. All right. It's a shame that you won't be able to read that again or mention that anymore because you got that down pat. Pat?
Yeah.
Okay, Pat. You got it down pat. Anyway, yeah, tomorrow's the last day for that. Tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow is.
Hey, all right. And there is a chance, in fact, now through Monday, there's a chance, it could change, there's a chance we'll be getting some rain, some of that badly needed rain. Which includes Monday, of course, but, we need the rain pretty badly in this area. So let's kind of keep our fingers crossed there. And if you do have plans of going anywhere for this weekend, travel time during the 4th of July holiday period, please wear your seatbelt. And remember, as I've said many times, you know how to drive. You drive safely and carefully. It's those other guys out there you got to watch out for. So watch out for them, and please always wear your seatbelt. Fireworks safety. Now anybody, pardon me, anybody. Well, I'm talking about fireworks here. I got all choked up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anybody who has dogs as pets may find oftentimes that as fireworks, loud noises, that sort of thing, go off, explosions, that sort of thing, the dogs, it frightens them, it scares them. And there's a way that you can help protect your dog, keep them from getting skittish or scared. In fact, I know of one time that a dog my mother had. My mother lived in a 2-story house. And this dog got so scared during a thunderstorm one time, it jumped out of the 2nd-story window. It did, honest to goodness. It jumped out onto the roof of a porch, and then jumped down from there, and injured, but survived. But it could happen. Dogs are scared. Sometimes dogs are scared of loud noises, thunderstorms, that sort of thing. So we have 4th of July coming up. people are going to be setting off fireworks. And there's some things you can do to help protect your pet, such as?
Keep your pet secured inside your home. Even dogs in fenced yards find ways to escape.
That's true. And upstairs windows.
Give them a safe place to hide. You can set up like a comfortable room for them. Use ambient noise to mask the noise, like a radio or a TV.
That's a good idea. Something they're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hear TV a lot.
Update their IDs and microchips, just in case if they get out and run away.
Yeah.
You know, somebody can tell who they belong to. Skip the celebrations and stay home with them.
And there you go. It's just like a family member. You wouldn't leave a child there by himself, right?
And keep them busy. Give them like toys and anything that can distract them from the noise.
That's exactly right. Go Wayne Go Summer Walk and Roll Series continues this evening with a 1-hour walk that begins at the courthouse steps at the Walnut Street side of the courthouse. Hip Pocket will be performing this evening, and at 6 p.m. the Go Wayne Go walk begins at the courthouse steps right there on Walnut Street in Goldsboro. Coming up in 2 weeks, the Go Wayne Go walk will be in Mount Olive at the UMO Trek. Everybody meets at the Steele Memorial Library in Mount Olive. Also, the Wayne County Library Reading Program session, Exercise Your Mind, Read, is a 15-minute session before the walk. All right, that's coming up on July 14th. You can go to waynegov.com and click on libraries, and you can find out more about that. All right, take you right to it. All right, we're all excited about the big groundbreaking ceremony coming up on July 14th. This will be at the Maxwell Regional, future site of the Maxwell Regional Agricultural and Convention Center and Farmers Market. This will be the groundbreaking ceremony on July 14th at 10 a.m. This is at the corner of New Hope Road and Wayne Memorial Drive, adjacent to Wayne Community College. And this is a big event for Wayne County. This is an $18 million facility, a convention center that's been in the makings for over 20 years now. And I guess four or 5 years ago, there was a big push put on, and it finally came to fruition with the help of the city of Goldsboro and the county of Wayne. We all got together and made this thing work. And in fact, Seymour Johnson Air Force Base was part of this mix as well, helping to put all this together. So all these people came together and they actually made this work. And we're all excited about that. What's that?
You can request a ballot today because you can vote by mail for the general election that's coming up November the 8th.
That's right.
You can contact Board of Elections at 731-1411, or you can go to waynevotes.com.
waynevotes.com and request an absentee ballot.
Yes.
All right. And we're going to have Dane on in the next few days, and we're going to talk more about that. Okay? Very good. Dane Beavers is the director of our Board of Elections here in Wayne County, doing a great job. He has an amazing staff over there, and they keep everybody straight. Everybody is right there, right in. All right, because this is something that is really difficult to keep up with because the laws are constantly changing, things are constantly changing. So Dane and his staff, they keep everybody right in line. Keep in mind also that this November, you will be required to show a picture ID to identify yourself, a picture ID in order to vote, and that's the law now. Farmers Market open again tomorrow. They were open yesterday, the Farmers Market at Herman Park, and of course want you to go over there and buy local veggies and fruits and support our local farmers. That's very important. Plus you get the benefit of fresh veggies, right?
Right.
All right. You're not a big veggie eater, but you like a few things, right? All right. Well, we'll go over there and get some veggies. Coming up on Wayne Goldsboro Television, we have a lot of things to tell you about, activities at some of the recreation centers and that sort of thing, right?
Yes.
So we're going to go to our next segment. We'll be back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Our guest today is Vic Miller, and Vic is with the Wayne County Veterans and Patriots Coalition. And how are you doing, sir?
Doing great, thank you, Wayne.
Always great to see you.
You too.
Now, the Veterans and Patriots Coalition, give me, I know what it is, but give us an idea. How would you describe or define that?
Well, I think the Wayne County Veterans and Patriots Coalition is an umbrella of all veterans organizations here in Wayne County.
Okay.
And the neat thing about the Veterans and Patriots Coalition is the key word is patriot. So you don't have to be a veteran to be a member of the Wayne County Veterans and Patriots Coalition. So you just have to have patriotic heart, and if you just want to get out there and be part of our veterans organizations, this is the organization for you.
And this organization is growing very rapidly and very quickly, thank goodness.
We are actually responsible for putting on the Veterans Day Parade, the Purple Heart Banquet, which is coming up August 5th. If you come to the meetings, you're going to see a lot of the same individuals that are with the American Legion, the VFW, the DAV, and the Purple Military of the Purple Heart. So a lot of the same leadership is in the Veterans and Patriots Coalition. Yes.
So while there are several organizations, the VFW, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the American Legion, and Disabled American Veterans, this is the umbrella group under which all of these organizations may belong.
Yes.
Or not necessarily belong, but you coordinate and advertise the meetings and the times and all that.
And the events.
And the events that are
upcoming
going
events.
on.
Yes, sir.
All right. You mentioned the coming up August 5th. Is it 5th or 7th?
Yes, August 5th is
August 5th.
Purple Heart
Banquet
here.
And where's that going to be this year?
It's going to be at the First Pentecostal Holiness Church there off of Wayne Memorial Drive.
Right, the Wayne Memorial Drive right there at the intersection of Highway 70 bypass.
Yes.
Been there for the last 2 or 3 years, in fact.
Yeah, actually they're very gracious. We're very gracious to have them host us again. Yeah. I can't say enough nice things about the pastor and the church for allowing us to hold such a great event at their church. Yes.
And I know that oftentimes you will wait until the last minute to announce who the speaker or is going to be. But do we know yet who the speaker is going to be?
Yes, our guest speaker this year is going to be Alaro Pantano, formerly of the governor's office.
Sure.
Yes, and he is actually up in New York. He transferred up to New York, and he's going to be making a trip down just for this occasion.
Let me tell you something about Ilario Pantano. He is a dynamic speaker.
Yes.
I mean, he can say words.
You know, he can get a room fired up pretty quickly.
He
is really good at that.
Can.
Yes.
I mean, he can get you fired up all right. And I can't wait for this. This will be a great evening. It's a great evening. I'm looking forward to that very much.
Yeah. So we are too. In fact, Ilario's been a huge supporter of our organization since he's been at the governor's office, and he's been a direct line to Governor McCrory for us. Yeah. And as far as the Veterans Cemetery and getting that ball rolling too, he's been a definitely integral part of that.
Yes, indeed. Okay, Vic, what do we have going on this month for the month of July?
July, first thing we're going to kick off is going to be Thursday, July 7th. We have the American Legion Post 103 meeting at 6:30 there in Mount Olive. We're going to have the Marine Corps League meeting here at 7 p.m. at the American Legion here off of 117.
Right.
Tuesday, July 12th, we have a couple of meetings going on. Actually, we have the American Legion Brian Best Post 215. They're going to be meeting here at DAV headquarters at 212 East Mulberry Street at 7 p.m. And then we have the Veterans of Foreign Wars in Mount Olive, Post 9959, and that's going to be meeting at 6:30 p.m. at 1010 North Church. And we're going to have our Veterans of Foreign Wars here, Post 2615, here at the American Legion building down here for 117 South there in Dudley.
Now, let me interrupt you just a second. I understand that you're recently appointed or elected as a commander of what?
Post 2615 here in Goldsboro.
So. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. That'll be actually my first meeting.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good.
And then, of course, like we mentioned, we have the Purple Heart Banquet. We're going to have a couple meetings here planned throughout the month of July because it is our last month and our last big push to get things going and make sure we have all the T's crossed, the I's dotted, and make sure we have. And not only that, but we're still looking for a lot of donations. Yeah. So if you're a company or if you're an individual out there who would like to donate, we could use all the help we can get.
You know, the First Pentecostal Holiness Church they do an amazing job putting all this together for the Purple Heart.
Absolutely.
And but there's always more help needed. And so many people come together to make this happen.
Yes.
But it is a collaborative effort by so many people. And I'll tell you what, it's a moving event.
Yes, it
and we continue to, particularly World War II veterans, they are lessening in number by the day.
We are losing them by the day, yes, absolutely. So. Unfortunately, that is a fact.
So that's a major event, and I hope you're able to attend.
Yes, the more the merrier, I say. If you can volunteer, we can always use servers. We can definitely always use help people set up the day before. Yeah. Which is going to be August 4th, Thursday. We're going to be setting up at the church, and during the day of the 5th, we can definitely use some help.
Okay, very good.
So,
all right.
moving
where
right
to go?
along, and then July 13th, which is going to be a Wednesday, we have the Goldsboro Wayne Purple Heart Foundation meeting. It's going to be at 12 noon at the VSO, which is going to be at 2001 East Ash Street.
That's the Veteran Services Office.
Yes, sir. And then Thursday, we have the Disabled American Veterans Donald H. Kirkman Chapter 45 meeting at 7 p.m., and that's going to be here at 212 East Mulberry.
Right.
July 16th. This is a new one. I did not know this existed here in Goldsboro. So this is new for me. July 16th, which is going to be a Saturday, we have the Military Retirees Club meeting at 3 p.m. Down here at the DAV headquarters at 212 East Mulberry Street. So that's actually, I'm actually going to attend that because I've never, that's the first one.
Military retirees.
Yes,
excellent.
Military Retirees Club. So that should be pretty interesting.
It should be interesting. And that's going to be at the DAV office.
DAV headquarters.
Mulberry.
Yeah, 212 East Mulberry. Yes.
Okay. Great.
And
that's
then,
right downtown.
Yes, sir. And then Tuesday, July 19th, we have the Fleet Reserve Association, Tar River Branch, 204, meeting at 7 p.m. down at the American Legion. July 20th, we have another Purple Heart banquet meeting, and that's going to be at 12 noon at the Veterans Service Office.
Okay.
Down there off of Ash.
Oh, you mean the VSO?
The VSO, yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then we got the American Legion Post 11 down here of
Right.
117 South Dudley on the 21st.
That's just south of the fairgrounds.
Just south of the fairgrounds, meeting at 7:30. On the 26th, we have American Legion, the VFW there in Mount Olive. They have their second meeting of the month. It's going to be at meeting at 6:30 p.m. at 1010 Church Street there in Mount Olive. And then we're going to have on our final meeting for the month of July, it's going to be July 27th, noon for the Purple Heart Foundation meeting. And also on the 28th, our last meeting is going to be July 28th, which is going to be the Wayne County Veterans and Patriots Coalition.
Okay.
And if you want any information, anybody who wants to get involved with the Wayne County Veterans and Patriots Coalition, please go down to the Veterans Service Office, talk to one of the ladies down there or one of the volunteers at the front desk, and they will tell you, or if you want to come to any one of these meetings that I've mentioned today, you don't actually have to be a member of any of these groups just to come to one of our meetings to get involved, because we're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for donations, and the more the merrier. Just getting the word out there.
That is so true.
And
the more people that get involved, the more things you can do.
Exactly.
And we need to support our veterans. Please support our veterans here in Wayne County. They were supporting you back when they were in service, and still are, as a matter of fact.
Yes,
many of them are still active duty. So we will ask you to help them and support them in any way you possibly can. Perhaps as a volunteer to some of the events, some of the fundraisers that they have. You do not have to be a member to be an active part of any of these organizations.
No, you do not. And that's the nice thing about it.
That is nice.
Yes. So,
and that includes, of course, the Veterans and Patriots Coalition. If you're a patriot, you can certainly join this organization. And
that's again, like in big bold letters, Patriot.
That's it, Patriot. And you can certainly get information from Brenda down at the VSO.
Yes, sir.
The Veteran Services Office at 2001 D East Ash Street here in Goldsboro.
Yes, sir. Or you can like us on our Facebook page, which is Wayne County, North Carolina Veterans and Patriots Coalition on Facebook. So.
All right. Now, let me ask you this, though. Sometimes, you know how Facebook is. Is North Carolina spelled out, or is it just
No,
NC?
it's just Wayne County NC Veterans and Patriots Coalition there on Facebook. So go and like our page. A lot of our events are on that page. And also here on WGTV, I believe we're going to be having our schedule. The schedule I just read is going to be on. And it's also going to be on WGBR on their website too. So
excellent. All right. Vic Miller is the man right here, the new commander of Post
2615.
That's what I was going to say, 2615.
So
Vic, thank you. Always good to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Everything.
Thank you.
All right. And we're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Today, the last day of June. It is a Thursday. We thank you for being with us. Tomorrow begins a brand new month. It is July. Monday is of course the 4th of July. And here's a quick reminder. We will not be doing this program on Monday. We'll be taking the day off. And so that means we'll have a best of. Where in the world would we find? Well, never mind that. We'll have a best of for you. Okay, what's special about today? I'm glad you asked. Today is National Handshake Day. But also as important is today is the day of the leap second. Okay, this is the day when there's a final adjustment. You know, there's the leap year, the extra day in February that they add to kind of readjust the clock and make sure everything is running right on time. Well, it's not exactly exact. There's also something known as the leap second that's added to either the end of June or the end of December when it's necessary. That's not necessary every year, but this year it is necessary. So they're going to add a second in time, in actual time, to the end of June, and that's today. So today will be 1 second longer than it normally would be. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
And use that time wisely. Okay, that's a leap second adjustment day. Also today, National Handshake Day. We mentioned that, didn't we? All right, birthdays today, the 30th, Nancy Dussault. Nancy Dussault is an actress. She was on the TV show, not Empty Nest. It was the one where there were two daughters living upstairs over the parents. The father was Ted Baxter, who played a cartoonist, and the mother was Nancy Dussault. She's a lovely lady, very talented actress, but she turns 80 today. David Garrison's having a birthday. He's 64. A lot of people know the name David Alan Grier. David Alan Grier having a birthday, turning 60. Vincent D'Onofrio, one of my favorite actors. He was the star of Law and Order. Remember that? For a long time, he was on that show as the lead character, who was a very interesting lead character. Anyway, Vincent D'Onofrio turns 57 today. Brian Bloom is 46. Monica Potter, 45 today. Those are the birthdays, kind of, sort of. And if you're having one, happy everything to you there. Very quickly, ages 7 to 18, school-age girls exercise and dance program, dance to the diversity of music. Registration, you sign up for an audition, you need to see the staff for this at the W.A. Foster Recreation Center. It's every Monday and Wednesday from 4:15 till 6 p.m. And to get information about that, go to the W.A. Foster Recreation Center, the all-new W.A. Foster Recreation Center at the end of, on South John Street in Goldsboro. New building there, just a beautiful place. It is absolutely free for ages 7 to 18. It's a school-age girls exercise and dance class. Have a good time. All right, let's see. Well, I dropped all my paper. I know. I say that many times. That happens to me all the time. Here's our trivia question. The category is American business. Okay? Everybody's heard of the Boeing Company. You know, they make the big old airplanes, and it is a multi-billion-dollar company, one of the finest in America. We're so proud of our American company, Boeing. Boeing. They make airplanes. But when business was slow in the early days of Boeing, way back when, the early days of Boeing, when business was slow, the corporation had their woodworking employees make something besides airplanes. The woodworkers made what for Boeing Manufacturing, the makers of planes? We'll have that for you after our next segment.
You probably just give that away.
You think I did? Did I just give it away?
Probably.
You know the answer?
Yep.
Okay, I just gave it away. So anyway, what do they manufacture? What do they make? The Boeing Company. Not Boeing, you know, it's Boeing, 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 Boeing. The Boeing Company. And we'll get the answer on that coming up next on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Our guest in the studio is Sergeant Paige Learnard of Crime Stoppers. And how are you?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you coming by and talking to us about the crime of the week. And I understand we have a murder to talk about today.
Yes. Yeah, I want to talk about a murder. We're going to go back in time a little bit, November 23rd of 2015.
Okay.
And the Wayne County Sheriff's Department has asked to bring this case back up to the forefront because it is still very important to them. And we had a juvenile, 15-year-old, that was shot and killed while he was inside his residence. And it's still very actively being investigated. So they wanted to kind of bring it back up to the forefront and ask for the public's help.
Okay.
So it's November 23rd. The Sheriff's Department got called to 300 Rollingwood Drive in Dudley, And once they got there, there was a 15-year-old by the name of Diel Morrissey. He had been shot while inside his residence, and so the investigation led to some of the facts being that while he was inside, that at least 2 suspects shot him through a bedroom window at about 9 p.m. and were seen jumping into a white Chevy Impala and leaving the area. So we're hoping that somebody out there has seen something, heard something. Maybe since that time somebody has talked about it. Maybe they've gotten a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
Have talked about the crime, because you know if you've got at least 2, maybe 3, 4, or 5 people involved, you know somebody's going to talk. That's just the nature.
That's the way they are, yeah.
Right.
That's human nature.
And so, you know, maybe some time has passed and somebody's a little more comfortable with talking now. And Lieutenant Flores is actually working this case, and he definitely wants to hear from somebody. And, you know, oftentimes people think that they know, you know, the Sheriff's Department might have all the pieces to the puzzle, but, you know, they might have that one piece that the Sheriff's Department needs to hear. So,
well, sometimes it only takes that one small piece
Right.
of evidence or one small piece of information
That's right.
to make it happen.
That's right. So they're hoping that maybe this will get out there and resonate with somebody, and you know somebody might sit on their conscience and you know make them make that phone call to get that piece of the puzzle. And you remember we're talking about a 15-year-old victim. This could be your brother or your child, and
That's right.
you know it's time to stop these unnecessary shootings and somebody step forward.
15 years of age, that is so young.
That's right.
Just starting his life out. And you know, if you have a little piece of information and you think maybe the sheriff's office or the police department already has that information,
Right.
what you need to call anyway, because that simply confirms the first part of
That's right.
information. And don't you do that? You use
Right, absolutely.
information more than once to confirm the first
Right.
part, the first bit
Right.
of information.
Right.
So the number to call is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. That number, those numbers, 919-735-2255 for phone, or text at 919-222-4230. There's also TipSoft. Is that?
That's right.
That's a way as well.
TipSoft is a third way that they can communicate a tip to us. They can just generate their own tip. All they have to do is go online, or they can go on to the Goldsboro Police Department Facebook website. You know, you don't have to be a Facebook friend. You can go right online, just go to the left side of the page, it's TipSoft. They click on it, they click on Wayne County, they can submit a tip, it's all encrypted. It'll generate their own tipster number that can attach to them. It'll give them like a code number so they can keep up with their tip information that way. They can submit their information, it's encrypted, so I still won't see their name, their number, or their email address. It'll come straight to me, and I can get it to Lieutenant Flores or whoever if it's a tip about any other piece of information in Wayne County. And so it's just another easy way for them to provide information anonymously. So it's another way we can't track them. Just try to make it easier for them, and that way they, you know, if they don't then go through Facebook or they can go anywhere on the internet and just type in the word TipSoft, and all they do is follow very easy instructions on how to get to Wayne County and submit a tip.
All right, you can do that totally and completely anonymously.
Right.
Your phone does not track anyone's phone numbers.
No.
Your phone does not ask for identification of any kind.
Right.
So once you offer information to Crime Stoppers, then you want to make sure you call back to see if that information was accepted.
Exactly.
If it is, and you solve the crime, or you at least make an arrest, then the person offering that information could possibly receive a reward.
That's right. Especially if it's a felony, it makes them eligible for cash reward.
And this is certainly a felony.
Yeah,
This is a capital
absolutely.
crime. This is a murder. So the number again, 919-735-2255 or 919-224230. And TipSoft is online, and you can go to the Goldsboro PD Facebook page and access it through that page there. All right, so Sergeant Paige Learnard, thank you very much for being with us today with the Crime of the Week.
Thank you for having us.
We are back on Wayne Goldsboro Television here at Berkeley Park, which is at the end of Cashwell Drive in Goldsboro, right off Berkeley Boulevard. What a beautiful day. In spite of the rain we've had over the last day or two, not everybody got rain. Almost everybody did on, what day was that? Day before yesterday. Today, that would be Tuesday. Tuesday, almost everybody got some rain, some more than others. But anyway, let's see what we have here. And in fact, the weather forecast calling for rain off and on, different locations. Not everybody, will get rain, although we certainly need it. Anyway, that'll be for the next several days, including the 4th of July. coming up at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base today, this morning at 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock today, Colonel Christopher Sage will assume command of the 4th Fighter Wing at Seymour Johnson during a change of command ceremony. Now, if you're watching this program at noon, which it will run at noon, or at 5:30 in the afternoon, this has already happened. But I got to tell you about it. It's really good. It's important. Colonel Sage assuming command of the 4th Fighter Wing during the change of command ceremony here this morning at 9 o'clock. Now, during the ceremony, Colonel Mark Slocum, the commander of the 4th Fighter Wing since June of 2014, will relinquish command to Colonel Sage and assume his new position as Director of U.S. Air Forces in Europe at the Royal Air Force Mildenhall, United Kingdom. Colonel Sage, who served at Seymour Johnson on 2 previous assignments, was most recently the Senior Military Assistant to the Deputy Chairman of the NATO Military Committee in Brussels. He was stationed here from December of 94 to 95 for F-15E Strike Eagle pilot training, and then again in 2004 to 2007 as a member of the 336th Fighter Squadron. So welcome back to Colonel Sage, and we wish the very, very best to Colonel Slocum as he heads off to his new assignment. Very good. Thank you very much. And we appreciate Colonel Slocum for all he's done for us here in Wayne County. He's quite a guy. He's done a lot to help not only promote the Air Force and what he does as an Air Force colonel and the leader of the finest military base in the world, but he's also a good citizen here in the Wayne County community. We appreciate everything he's done. Okay, tonight, Hip Pocket and Go Wayne Go. Go Wayne Go starting at 6 o'clock on the steps of the Wayne County Courthouse. Hip Pocket starting their performance at the Center Street Jam this evening as well. All right, here's the answer to today's trivia question. When business was slow in the early days of the Boeing Corporation, you know, the people that make the big old jet planes, big jet planes, the corporation had their woodworkers make what? They made furniture. Furniture. And that wasn't that hard, was it?
No, it
kind of, well, you know, woodworkers, that kind of gave it away, I guess. That kind of gave it away, but that's okay. That's all right. Furniture they made. And in fact, I have seen Boeing furniture somewhere. You know, not in my house, but I mean, I've seen it. You know, I mean, it had the name Boeing on it. All right. All right, don't forget, coming up on the 14th, that's 2 weeks, the Farmers Market and the Maxwell Regional Agricultural and Convention Center, commissioners and city officials and a whole bunch of people, state officials will be there as well, at the new site at the corner of New Hope Road and Wayne Memorial Drive for the groundbreaking at 10 a.m. for the new Maxwell Regional Agricultural and Convention Center. Coming up on the 7th, a blood drive at Eureka United Methodist Church on North Church Street in Eureka. This is in Eureka on the 7th of July, okay? All right. That's just about going to wrap it up for today, isn't it?
Yes, let's not forget the precinct officials that the Board of Election has a pay position for. Hold up his paper.
Sorry.
You have to be a registered voter in Wayne County. You have to be capable of operating a laptop, willing to work at least from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. on election day, and attend a 2-hour training session. You can go to waynevotes.com or contact Board of Elections at 731-1411.
That's exactly right. Good job. Thank you very much. And we'll do this again bright and early tomorrow morning. We'll be here at 7 a.m. The show repeats at noon, then again at 5:30 p.m. So please drive carefully. Always wear your seatbelt. And until tomorrow, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.